ever wondered why some people become happier and calmer after 70 when they stop depending on friends? At first, it sounds strange. After all, we're told all our lives that friendships are essential for happiness. But as we age, something shifts. Many people over 70 discover that peace doesn't come from maintaining social circles. It comes from simplifying them. In today's video, we'll talk about 5 important reasons why you don't actually need friends after 70 and why letting go of certain social expectations can make your later years lighter, freer, and much more peaceful. You see, after retirement, many people feel lonely and assume that loneliness means they need to find new friends. But the truth is, loneliness isn't always solved by being around people. In fact, sometimes surrounding yourself with the wrong people can drain your emotional energy, make you feel misunderstood, or even leave you feeling emptier than before. Now let's get started. Number 1, emotional independence. After 70, one of the greatest strengths you can develop is emotional independence. Many people don't realize that much of their unhappiness comes from depending on others to make them feel valued or needed. When you were younger, friendships often revolved around shared experiences, work, raising children, or community activities. But as you grow older, those shared experiences change or fade away, and trying to hold on to old connections can become emotionally exhausting. At this stage of life, emotional independence becomes a gift. It means you no longer need constant validation or attention from others to feel complete. You start to understand that peace doesn't come from being surrounded by people. It comes from being at peace with yourself. Those who thrive in their 70s and beyond are often the ones who learn to find comfort in solitude. When you stop depending on friends for happiness, you gain freedom. You're free from disappointment when people don't call or visit. You're free from the emotional drama that often comes with maintaining unnecessary relationships. And you're free to spend your energy on things that truly nourish you, your health, your hobbies, your inner peace. There's a quiet strength in learning to be your own companion. You begin to realize that silence isn't loneliness. It's space for reflection, healing, and self-discovery. The more you learn to enjoy your own company, the less power others have to disturb your peace. Being emotionally independent doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It means you stop sacrificing your mental well-being to please them. You choose calmness over chaos, clarity over confusion. And that shift, that deep sense of self-contentment, is what keeps your mind youthful and your spirit strong. Number 2, less stress and drama. After 70, peace becomes more valuable than popularity. Many older adults make the mistake of thinking they still need to maintain the same number of friendships they had in their 40s or 50s. But what they often forget is that every relationship comes with some level of emotional labor, expectations, obligations, and sometimes even unnecessary drama. The truth is, friendships can bring as much stress as joy if they're not balanced. You may find yourself dealing with people who constantly complain, gossip, or drain your energy with their negativity. Some might even use your kindness for their own benefit. When you were younger, you might have tolerated it to avoid being alone. But at this age, your time and peace of mind are far too precious to be wasted on anyone who doesn't bring genuine comfort or positivity into your life. Reducing your circle doesn't mean you're becoming antisocial. It means you're becoming selective. You begin to understand that not everyone deserves access to your mental and emotional space. By stepping away from stressful friendships, you protect your energy, your health, and your happiness. Science backs this up too. Studies have shown that chronic emotional stress can increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and even speed up aging. In contrast, peaceful solitude helps regulate blood pressure, lowers cortisol, and improves sleep quality. In other words, choosing peace over problematic people isn't loneliness, it's medicine. You'll notice that once you let go of unnecessary friendships, your days feel lighter. There's no more pressure to please others or listen to endless negativity. You have more time to focus on yourself, your health, your home, your hobbies, and the things that truly matter. That's not isolation, that's wisdom in practice. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, shifting priorities and energy. In your 70s, your body, mind, and soul start to crave simplicity. You've spent decades giving your time and energy to others, your job, your family, your friends, your community. But now your priorities shift. You begin to see that not everyone who walked with you through earlier seasons of life is meant to continue into this one. And that realization, while painful at first, brings deep peace. Once you accept it, your energy becomes more precious with age. You can no longer afford to waste it on people or situations that bring no joy or growth. Some friendships that once made sense now feel like an obligation. You may notice that certain people only reach out when they need something, advice, money, or emotional support, but rarely when you do. That kind of imbalance slowly wears down your spirit. When you start protecting your time and conserving your emotional energy, you realize how much lighter life feels. You begin to fill your days with things that restore you. Morning walks, warm tea, music, reading, and reflection. You find fulfillment in quiet routines that don't depend on others. And that's when the real transformation begins. The people who matter most will stay in your life without forcing it. They will respect your peace instead of disturbing it. The rest will quietly fade away, and that's exactly how it should be. You see, after 70, your goal isn't to expand your circle, it's to refine it. You trade quantity for quality. Instead of chasing connection, you start cultivating contentment. You understand that solitude isn't punishment, it's healing. It's space for gratitude, self-awareness, and peace. When you no longer try to keep up with everyone, you regain the most valuable thing of all, your clarity. You see what truly matters, and it's rarely found in crowds. It's found in your own heart, in quiet mornings, and in moments. When you realize life is still good, even without constant companionship. Number 4, freedom from social obligation. One of the most liberating parts of aging, if you allow yourself to see it, is realizing you no longer owe anyone your time. For much of life, we live under invisible expectations to attend gatherings, answer calls, maintain friendships, and always show up. But after 70, your time becomes sacred. You've earned the right to say no, without guilt, to choose peace over people, and to prioritize your well-being over social appearance. There's an enormous difference between connection and obligation. Connection fills you, obligation drains you. Many seniors continue to stretch themselves thin out of habit, attending events. They don't enjoy listening to complaints they've heard 1,000 times or forcing small talk just to seem polite. But what if you stopped? What if you allowed yourself to rest, to be selective, and to give your attention only where your soul feels nourished? When you do, something remarkable happens, your energy returns. You begin to experience what real freedom feels like. You no longer check your phone out of guilt or dread, answering calls from people who leave you feeling empty. Instead, your days become yours again. Calm, predictable, filled with activities that give you joy rather than drain it. There's also wisdom in choosing solitude when most choose noise. Many older adults think that being alone means being forgotten. But it's quite the opposite. It's reclaiming your power. It's saying, I don't need to prove my worth through others anymore. This mindset keeps your heart light and your mind strong. So, don't be afraid to walk away from people who no longer align with your peace. You don't need to justify your distance. You've given enough in your lifetime. This stage of life is about living on your own terms, quietly, gracefully, and without apology. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the joy of inner peace. As you move past 70, the definition of happiness begins to change. When you were younger, happiness came from connection, laughter with friends, dinners, shared experiences. But in this stage of life, joy takes on a quieter, deeper form. It's no longer about how many people you have around you. It's about how you feel when you're by yourself. When you stop chasing friendships that no longer fit, you make room for stillness, and that stillness is powerful. You start to find meaning in simple things: watching the sunrise, watering your plants, listening to the sound of rain. You realize that peace doesn't come from the noise of others, it comes from the calm within you. This shift doesn't mean you've given up on people, it means you've learned to appreciate life differently. You see the beauty of independence, the clarity that comes with solitude, and the confidence in knowing you're enough on your own. Your value is no longer tied to who calls you, who visits you, or who remembers you. It's found in your own ability to enjoy the present moment, without distraction, without expectation. Loneliness and solitude may look the same from the outside, but they feel completely different on the inside. Loneliness is wanting company and not having it. Solitude is having peace and protecting it. And those who embrace solitude age gracefully because they stop fighting against the natural flow of life. You'll also find that once you stop expecting others to fill your emotional space, you connect more deeply with yourself and with what truly matters. You begin to reflect, forgive, and let go. You discover that real strength isn't in being surrounded by people. It's in being content without them. If you've reached this point, you've arrived at a stage of wisdom. You no longer need approval, attention, or validation. You live gently, love quietly, and find joy in being alive. That's not isolation, that's peace. The kind of peace that only those who've lived long and learned much can understand. Final thoughts. So for you. As you grow older, you begin to understand that peace of mind is the greatest luxury. You've carried burdens, faced losses, and learned hard lessons. And through it all, you've realized that the quiet life, one with fewer people but more meaning, is the richest life of all. At 70 and beyond, it's not about adding more to your days, but removing what no longer serves your heart. You don't need to prove yourself, chase companionship, or cling to the past. The world still has beauty waiting for you, in a sunrise, a song, or the smile of a stranger. You simply have to slow down enough to notice it. If you let go of the need to be surrounded by others and focus on nurturing your own peace, your remaining years will be lighter, freer, and far more fulfilling. Because the truth is, solitude, when embraced, doesn't diminish your life, it deepens it. It helps you reconnect with your truest self, the one that existed before all the noise, before the expectations, before the world told you who you had to be. You've earned this peace. Protect it. Live simply, love deeply, and never forget that even alone, you are whole. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful,